I went to a Subway, this was like maybe a year ago, and I'm telling this story. No, I was in California. And this guy comes up to me and he's like, oh, excuse me. And this was when, no, it was a couple years ago. This is when they came out with those gold dollar coins, right? And I just got one. It's like a new shiny one, right? I had it in my pocket, and I had some, I had other change I was going to use in Subway. So I was going Subway to get something. This guy comes up to me, yeah, any change? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, man, it's my shiny gold coin. Dollar. I don't have a dime. I was like, you know what, here, man, you can use it, cool. And then I go into the Subway or whatever, and I'm waiting in line. I look up, and he's like walking around. He's not limping anymore. He's like walking around, And he goes, and he sits in this white car. And then I'm looking, and there's like a couple other people in the car, and then another guy gets out of the car, and he's like, goes and starts asking other people, and other people are like, no thanks, and walking away, and I was like, oh no. So I'm getting pissed. I'm like, I can't believe this. He took my gold coin. Nothing to do. I don't collect coins, but I want to collect that one. I was like, I want it back. So I'm like, I'm really hungry, so I'm like, I'm going to get my sandwich first. So I get my sandwich out of my to-go bag, I'm like walking over to the car, and I'm like, hey, pal. And he's like sitting in the front seat, and he's like, oh, like, what do you got going here? Huh? What is this? Bunch of happy campers, right? He's like, son of a... I'm like, gives me my change back. And he's like, oh, I don't know what happened to it. I'm like, you know what happened to it. It's gold. You don't have any other gold coins. I know you don't. Give me my gold dollars. And he's like, and then he opens this thing and it has this random change in it or whatever. And then he's like, I don't see it anywhere. And so I was like, I don't care. Grab his coin. And I'm like, why? You don't leave right now. I am going to beat you up and the rest of you guys. And then one of the guys starts coming back from over here or whatever, like he's going to fight me or something. And I throw my fingers on the hood. I'm like, let's do it. I can do anything. You want me to do anything? You want me to kill you? I'll kill you. Bring it. Buddy, you don't know what I can do. Poke your eye out or something. I'm hungry. I'm like really hungry. And then they drove off and cut my sandwich. I was like, well. But the problem is, the change that I grabbed didn't equal $1. So they got away with, the real one. And it sucked because I never got another gold dollar. Nobody uses them anymore. Yeah. I don't see. I don't know where. Did anybody talk about homeless guys? I was talking about what I was talking about. You guys don't even have to be here. I'm just talking about something.
Oh yeah, you were
Right here. This is good. I was walking in a parking lot with Amy, my wife, and we're walking up to this van, right? And it's got tinted windows. And she's like, I'm taller than you. And I'm like, you're not taller than me. What are you doing? I'm taller. I was like, you're not taller. What are you? And then she's like, just to get spunky hair and you're tall. I'm like, what? And she's like, come here. And so she takes me to the van. We're looking at tinted windows, and she's like doing this kind of thing, doing this, whatever. And then we're like, we're making faces and pointing at the whatever. And then I'm like, I look closer, and I see in there's this lady doing this. Right? She's in the back seat, and there was nobody in the front, but she's in the back like this. And I look down, and she's breastfeeding her child. And I'm like, get out of here. And so, there's a lady that was breastfeeding in the back of the van, and we're pointing and laughing at her. I mean, we were laughing at us, but she was laughing at her. And then I look back and I see her like getting out of the van, like looking at us like, and gets in and like drives off. And then the thing that that makes it worse is that we were in a church parking lot. People knew me then. So it's like, hey, God bless you. Making fun of you breastfeeding. What do you do after that? You know, you're like, I might as well walk around with my fly down. It's so embarrassing. Bad news. How much time do I have? 3 minutes. I don't know, you want to hear a different story? Okay. Let's see. In the booth. Okay, I was going in to record Wolf Strain. I was going in to record Wolf Strain. And then I was running late. I didn't eat. And so I get in there and I'm like going through and I'm like reading my stuff and my stomach is like, you know. And usually like in school, you know, like when you're at your desk in school, you know, and your stomach starts growling, you don't want to be embarrassed, you start shuffling your papers, kicking your desk up. Just clear my throat. You know? You guys do that, right? You shuffle your papers? So anyhow, no? Okay. Yeah, I'm clever. I fooled them. And so you're there, I'm there in the booth, right? And I'm like, I can't shuffle these papers, this is stupid. And so it's like, they're just here, my stomach going, and then like in between one of the lines, my stomach goes, I was like, wait, that sounded like I just squeezed that part. And then so I look over, and they're both looking at me. Mary, the director, and the engineer just gone. I was like, I didn't fart in here. I swear that was my stomach. They're like, hey, you come in and smell. I have another fart story. I was dubbing, or going into dub, and then the booth was in front of me, and I'm walking in. I was like 15 minutes early this time, and I was like, well, I got to go in and then figure out where my character's at and read through and make sure I know what I'm doing. So I go in, and the engineer's like adjusting the mic. He sees me coming, he's like, oh, you don't have to come here. And he walks past me, and he's like, jumps into me, and I'm like, what the hell was that? I said, thank you, good morning. And then I go and I look at my papers and I'm like, oh, you farted in here? I've got to be in here. You got to close the door. Your poop particles are all over the place. I got to breathe. It's in my teeth, my lungs. So anyhow, he farted in the booth. Not very cool. Not very cool. Look at this. You got a bunch of them. That didn't help, did it? Here, let me roll right back at this so it rolls on the ground. My time is up. Thank you very much. I'm Johnny. Laura is coming up next. She is next door. So Laura's next door. Autographs are 4. And we're going to eat. I'm going to eat something. Yay! Love you guys. I'll see you guys around. I remember some of you guys from the Lily, right? I remember